Hi, this is Seth with Alliance. I'm sitting here with Todd from AEG, and he's going to tell us about their new game.
Thank you. This is Ready, Set, Bet. This is a John D. Clare game. You know him from Space Base and Mystic Vale, a lot of titles like that. And he came up with this game, which is a real-time horse race betting game.
Okay.
But the reality is I've played it with more people and we've talked about it, we've realized this is a party game at its core, disguised as a betting game.
Well, it looks great.
Yeah, so it plays up to 9 people.
Okay.
So you can have up to 8 people betting and 1 person running the horse race, because one player is going to run the horses while everyone else is betting. And the way this works is the person running the horse race is going to have 2 d6, and they're going to say, all right, they're off, and then they're going to start rolling. And whatever number they roll, they're going to take that horse and move it up a spot. And then they're going to grab the dice and roll it again just as quick as they can and continue to move the horses with whatever number comes up. Now, they're also going to be telling the table, what's happening. They can get into character as much as they want, or they can just say, okay, 5's moved and now 6, and things like that. The reason they're doing that is when they say they're off, the rest of the players all have 5 betting chips of different values.
Okay.
From the moment the race starts, they can choose to take their chips and start placing bets around the table on the different horses. And there's a couple of other types of bets I'll show you in a second. But let's say, for instance, 6 is ahead in the race. I'm feeling really good about it. I'm going to take my 5 chip and put it on 6 to win. Well, if at the end of the race, 6 has managed to be the winner of the race, I'm going to get paid 5 times 3. I'll get 15 chips for that. And there's point chips that you give out, which are basically your victory points. If I had bet on him to come in first and he came in second, he only placed, I wouldn't win anything on that one. I would just lose my bet. It would come back to me, but I wouldn't gain any.
Okay.
Now, the ways you can bet are, you can bet for a win, which just means the horse is going to win. You can bet for place, which means it's either in first or second. Or you can bet for show, which means first, second, or third. Now, your multipliers get smaller as you get out toward third, which can affect how much you're gonna win in the race. You'll notice there's multiple spots on each one because one spot can only hold 1 chip. So if I put my chip there, nobody else can play there. So there's a little bit of a tension between trying to watch the race, see how the horses are doing, versus how quickly do you need to go ahead and get your bet in before someone else at the table does.
Okay, I like that.
So there's your basic bets like that, and then you've got a few extras. You've got colors, so if any orange horse wins, it'll pay. If any blue horse wins. You have prop bets, which change every race. These cards up here, they're just positional bets. So you're betting that the 11-12 horse will come in ahead of the 6 horse, whether it wins or not.
And are those randomly dealt?
Those are randomly dealt every game, so you'll have different mixes, and some will be contradictory. Like you might have the card of 4 beating 5 come up and the card of 5 beating 4 come up. So you just have to kind of gauge the race if you want to bet on those. Now you'll notice some spots have negatives. These are what you're going to lose from your points if you bet on that and that doesn't pay out.
Okay.
So you kind of have to be careful about where you're choosing to place your bets on that. The last special kind of betting is what we call our exotic finish. So in a game, you're going to run 4 races. And then the player with the most winnings at the end of that is the winner of the game. Each race, we're going to deal out what's called an exotic finish card. In this case, it's a tight race. And it says that all horses move at least 6 or more spaces. So the whole field's going to get at least this far before some horse wins.
Oh, wow, okay.
Which can happen sometimes, and sometimes there'll be horses that just lag. The number just never comes up for some reason, right? And in this case, up to 3 people can bet on that outcome. Because it's got 3 little circles there for you to put your betting chip on if you believe it's going to be a tight race.
That's nice.
The last thing is that at the end of each of the races, each player is going to be dealt 2 of these VIP cards. And VIP cards will give you some nature of bonus. So you get to pick one to keep. So for instance, you may have a card that gives that player an extra token. They get a white number 6 token that they can bet with. It gives them an extra thing they can bet on. Or you might become like a last-second bettor, which means you get to ignore the red line. Now, I'll explain the red line. When 3 horses pass the red line, betting closes. If you don't have your chips down, you can't put any more down. But if you have the last-second bettor ability, you get to ignore that and bet right up to the moment that one horse crosses the finish line. So there's all sorts of neat little effects you can get from the VIP deck at the end of each round.
Wonderful. How long does the game take to play?
Oh, I've been running it on demos, and you can run a race. Each race can take up to about 10 minutes. So if you're running the full 4 races, you're looking at about 40, 45 minutes because it goes really fast. some races can be interesting because you're going to have horses get way out ahead near the finish, and then all of a sudden all you're rolling is the other ones for a while, trying to catch up, and everybody's on the edge like, come on, Six, come on. And they yell at the little horses.
And win conditions are whoever ends with the most victory points?
Whoever ends with the most victory points, yeah.
Oh, okay, awesome. And how many players can play?
Up to 9.
9.
It can play up to 9. Now, the neat thing is, at about the same time the game is releasing later this month or shortly thereafter, we've got an app, a companion app coming out. The companion app will call the race for you. So you pull it up on your phone, your iPad, you set it there, and we have 4 different voice actors, and it will randomize the horses and show them running on the track.
Okay.
And it will call out in sort of that Kentucky Derby announcer style, where each horse is. And so everyone can just bet, and it'll run the race for you without someone having to sit here and roll the dice. Although, honestly, that part's kind of fun, too. And you can, of course, stream it to your TV, so you can have a big screen up and everybody can watch and bet along with it.
Good party aspect.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What does the game run?
$39.99.
Okay. And when is it going to be available?
It'll be available in about the next 3 weeks. It should be hitting stores.
And is there anywhere people can go to find more information?
Yeah, alldirect.com. That's got information on all our games. It's got the rule books. We post up review videos from some of the people who've already tried it out and previewed it, so you can check all that out there.
Well, thank you very much, Todd, for showing us the game. And if you're ready to get this, go ahead into your friendly local game store and get a copy.